Tristan, thanks for your patience in this and getting this done. I'm just going to try to get this all set up. This is a little bit harder for me right here out of this. So, all right, ready to go. Okay, so right now, as a catcher, you're going to have a better squat than most because you're coming from a squatted position. But right now, you're at about 117 degrees out of that back leg squat, and right here, you're a lot lower, which is good. You want to make sure that you're maintaining your hip from being squatted into that back leg and continuing to drive. So that's something that you can work on, especially on our online portion, out of the back leg squat. I think that's a weakness of yours. Moving on to the next one, 212 squats would be a good one as well. So your front knee, and this is a problem with a lot of people, your front knee actually varies about 15 degrees into plant leg. And so once you plant, you're varying 15 degrees, which means you're going to have a hard time. Your hip's going to have a hard time rotating until this front knee becomes stabilized. So that's a definite weakness. This is called an internally rotated front knee. So it's internally rotated. You have to externally rotate it just to get it on time. And that's something you can practice. A lot of that power out of the glutes has a lot to do with it. So any kind of glute work, plyometric stuff is going to help a lot. Moves us on to the next one. This is a double angle at foot strike, and right here you are sitting at 97 degrees, which is fabulous. I'd like to get it over 100 though. As a catcher, you're going to be different than a pitcher. So if you could get it just a little bit further, what that means is the longer you can push out of that back leg, the further you're going to go with your front leg, the better this angle is going to be, and the harder you're going to throw. So that's kind of the idea behind it. That's what we've noticed over the last 7 years building this. And the last one from, you haven't thrown the ball yet, and your front knee looks fabulous. It's awesome. It's almost a straight front line. So that's good as well. So double angle at foot strike, the angle at your legs is a weakness. Your internally rotated front knee and power to the back leg, that's a weakness. Okay, so then we get into our posture at ball release. So your posture here, you are this would be like an A. You're a little bit of a B, and C would be down here. So as a catcher, it's important that you know your arm slot. So when you're throwing, you need to make sure that your head is in this slot, because you're going to rotate well around that. And if you have this axis right, you're going to rotate a lot faster. If you get the axis wrong, you're going to be fighting against your natural arm slot. So you're that upper 3/4, and you're a B posture. So keep that posture. That means you're going to have to make sure that your posture is going that way as you're rotating around it. It might be a little bit harder with a righty in the batter's box, but we're talking about ideals. You know what I mean? So out of here, out of release point, we want. I believe, and this is just me looking, but I believe it's kind of over that front leg. The further you can throw it out, the better you have a chance of being on top of the ball, throwing with your body, keeping your arm healthy. All of those positive things happen outside of that front leg. So you can take a slow motion videos and see where that is. I believe you are right over that front foot, what's called marginal. So that's something you can work on. It's not something crazy, but I think that's something that you can improve on. All right, so we're going to get into stacking. As a catcher, you have that natural stack. So you're staying back legs in, upper body could be back a little bit. I'm not going to say a ton because you're a catcher, but if you could get your torso back maybe 3 inches, if your spine could be like right here, you're going to be able to hold that back a little bit longer, let your hips open up better, and get your knee on target faster, just by delaying that upper body a little bit. So as far as stacking goes, I think you might have a weakness in your upper body. Your lower body's fine, but I'd work on stacking and loading back with your upper body a little bit towards that line. All right, so that's stacking. Lower body's fine. Let's get into the front glove. Let's look at where your front glove is. This is something that's going to help a lot. You can see your front glove, and I'll draw it right now. Your front glove's down and your front arm is up. So what we want to do is make sure that this front glove actually pinches right here. It looks like it's pinching, but then it falls right now. It falls down. And what I'd like you to do is rotate into that scap. That's going to help you rotate around your body a little bit better. So I think you do have a weakness in the front glove. That's an issue that can be fixed very easily. What I like to do is in your front glove when you're throwing, you can put a 1 pound ball or 2 pound ball in your glove as you throw, and you're really going to start feeling that rotation, especially if you can get it in the right position. That's going to help you rotate a hell of a lot better, and that might even help that front knee as well. Awesome. All right, what else? We are going to get into chest extension. Let's see here. High elbow here. I don't think you have an issue, but I'm going to measure it anyway. Just looking at it. So basically when you throw, you need to figure out that both of your shoulder blades need to be in line with your elbow. They need to be a straight line, and that's how you decrease shoulder issues and elbow issues. You want to make sure that relationship's in a straight line, and you have a likelihood of completing the task of throwing a lot better. So that will help a lot. And then what else? So that's not an issue. We're going to work on chest extension. Now, it's a little bit different with a catcher, but the idea is the same. We want to drive with your chest. That's a 40-degree chest extension, and I want 48, which isn't a ton more. We're talking 3 or 4 inches, and you already do a great job with your upper body, or with your lower body, this leg being straight. But if you can drive your chest a little bit further, that release point's going to get better out in here. The chest extension is going to get better. That's going to help. I don't think that's a huge weakness of yours, but I think that's where you could get some velocity for sure. Just more torso going down over that front leg is going to help propel the ball forward, and it's going to be more body than arm. All right, and the last one is an arm fly out. So right here you have maximum layback, and if I take a cross section of your elbow right here, your arm's going to go outside of that elbow, and we need that chest to drive through on this side. You can see on this side that chest driving through is going to help speed up the elbow and the wrist in that fashion. So we need to minimize this a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 inches. It's not a huge weakness, but that's something you can look at. So I appreciate you being a part of 212 Athlete and our online training. And please let me know if I can do anything to help you. I hope this helps. Take what we talked about, the arm fly out, the chest extension, the double angle at foot strike, that's a weakness, the internally rotated front knee, the back leg squat, the stacking, the front glove. Those are issues that you have. You can take those, go back, write them down, and go online and look on our website and then follow the drills to fix each of them. I appreciate you being patient with me in this moment of shutting everything down, and thanks again for everything you do, and I will talk to you soon.